So, last session, you guys essentially escaped this horde of wolves that was chasing you, making your way over to La'ask Sardat, which you believe you found via some elven assistance from some sort of elven child and group that told you of a cave that they don't go into. By context, you guys kind of figured that was the direction to head. In doing so, when you reach there, there were some protective vines covering the cliffs that enter the cave, which you fought against, encountering afterwards some sort of planar traveler who was after, it turns out, something that Max was holding, Lady Veladrake's blood within his bag of holding, which he pursued and obtained before bamfing out. One thing you noticed about this Zellikut was he had particularly ornate magical items on him. He had some kind of amulet and some kind of like a headband or circlet on his head as well. Anyways, he did assist you in finding out how to actually get into La'ask Sardat, telling you that the entrance to the cave magically opens only when it is nighttime, which eventually you all did wait out after the encounter with the Zelkut who bent out, resulting in it being basically nighttime right now. You guys are at the precipice of the cave. You all looked around. You did some searching. You did find some loot on the assassin find. I'm just going to dump all that in the bag of holding for now. But basically, Max, you found some silver sheen you identified, and Finry, you found some platinum coins and an amethyst gem. So I'm just dumping that now.
There's still something in the armor/equipment section of the bag of holding that's just showing as unidentified. It doesn't even it doesn't even say like what type of thing it is.
Okay. This is an object that you grabbed, I believe, when you guys raided the Planetum. So I am identifying it. Well, I'm not identifying it, but I am adding a little bit more detail so it's not just a blank detail. Okay, there you go. Okay, it's a little bit more described now. Yeah, so the loot is now in there for whenever you guys get back to it, as well as I added the bolts you searched for also, Finry, so you're good to go on that. Okay, with that, you guys did search around beyond just looking for loot, and you found these odd glyphs, sort of symbols that beckon back to when Medolfir was a child. Sort of a simple way to teach those who can't read what is good and bad, right? So a symbol that designates friendly versus enemy. And thus far, what you've seen is the symbols for friendly Medolfir at the entrance and precipice of this cave. And the last thing that you guys found were some strange letters and numbers combined together, like the letters A through R, and then like a random number between 1 and 12 assigned to each one of those letters. I don't know if you're doing anything with that series of letters and numbers.
Max transcribed them, I thought, on a piece of paper or something.
You're right, he did. I remember that from the end. So you guys do have them written down at a minimum, what the combinations were. So with that, the cave entrance has opened where there wasn't an entrance into a cave before. It is nighttime, and you all did get your rest in. So go ahead and update all spells, etc., that you wish to update.
So nice I don't have spells anymore. Hang on, I just...
Yeah, just
did we actually hit the sleep button last time?
You did before. So the rest levels that you're at right now was post rest and post all the cure spells that you did, Max.
Okay.
Yep. And Max, you are no longer in Zorn form.
Yeah.
At this moment, at least. So go ahead and revert back.
I'm not.
Oh, that's weird. For some reason, your token on the campaign landing page shows you as Zorn. I'll fix that.
So, Modal Fear, we just kind of hang out here and let you run around in the cave. Is that the plan?
I don't know. Maybe y'all come in with me. I have no idea.
What you recall?
I know what I seek is in there, but beyond that, I have no clear idea what it is I'm here for, other than to get rid of this.
Barog did mention that, at a certain point, the ritual that it takes to do what needs to be done, Modolfir, is only down to you. But that every group that he had shepherded to do this ritual had possessed, other party members that helped in the way.
Yeah, but GM said.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing?
Hold on. Yeah, so there's nothing explicitly saying that y'all have to stay outside. In fact, I would welcome the company.
Well, then I just grabbed the brim of my hat and I said, well, let's stay true to our roots and bust some holes and toss some salad.
That puts a smile on Modolfir's face.
And do recall, Varg is not with you all, Modolfir. You did send Varg off to try to get the remains of Barog and return back. So, okay. You all enter the entrance to this cave. Let me just pull you all to the correct place now. Right.
Is that a bird or is that a chew toy?
That is a very small dog chewing on a chew toy, or my child potentially chewing on said chew toy. Unclear.
Yeah, or maybe the child. Yeah.
The difference between dog toys and baby toys, very, very thin line.
And the difference is societal, honestly.
Whatever you feel is normative is basically the limit of what is a dog and a child toy.
It's so true, dude.
So, you all do enter. You follow this long passage from the entrance of the cave, and it winds around some natural rock formations and narrows into points that at times it's only like 3 feet wide, like a very narrow hallway, only 6 feet tall. So some of you are crouching your heads, Landray and Modolfir for sure, crouching your heads just to get kind of squeezed through. And eventually you see that there is this cave that widens out. You see ahead kind of a larger room potentially forming, and some narrow passages that wind to the north. Where do you guys want to go? You kind of have a fork here, north or onward.
So we flip a coin.
Can we search for any kind of markings?
Seeing the fork on the map, or this is a party map? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like either here.
Yeah.
Following these rocks and boulders up and to the north. I think you would have to kind of shamble up, but you see that maybe like up higher, there's potentially
this
opening.
There's like a path here that's lit differently in front of the party. Is that it looks like a bridge? Is that right? Or no?
No, it's just kind of in between two sets of like rock boulder cliffs on each side. On the south side, it's kind of like wall. Like there's no opening that you can see, but on the north side, the wall breaks away at the top, and it seems like there's a ledge that you could potentially climb.
Okay, so there's a path through northward. There's a path through boulders.
Yeah.
And the other
And there's a
direction
path.
is this way?
Bingo, yeah.
Okay. All right.
By the way, there's not a lot of light in here, or any light really, other than a little bit of moonlight coming from the entrance of the cave. Is anybody lighting a torch?
I have the thing. I have the ever-burning twig on.
Okay. You gonna pull it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Giggling.
Dolfir, you see obviously dark vision. Oh, Finry, do you see dark vision now too?
Yeah, man. I'm 60
Nice.
feet of dark vision. I mean,
Hell yeah. So Landray and Max are the only ones who really need some kind of light. Even Landray has low light.
I'm gonna suggest Modalfin and I will just be in the front, and then that way, if there's any light, we're backlit instead of the light being in our eyes because we have dark vision. In
Sure.
terms of party order.
So you don't get blinded. Yeah.
What are you guys carrying in your hands?
Max
than
has his
ever-burning.
staff.
Okay.
I mean, Modalfer would have a sword drawn because he doesn't know what to expect, and usually meeting what is unexpected with a big sword is his way of circumventing issues. So
Sure.
Yeah, Landray would have he would have a dagger close to his, not in his hands, but available while he's walking through, so he keeps his hands free.
Gotcha.
So, are there the glyphs? Are there glyphs on the walls in here? Like, is there anything that Modalfer recognizes?
In the immediacy that you're surrounded with right here at this moment, at this fork, they look like natural boulders. You don't see any glyphs right here.
So, one thing I guess as we progress in, Modalfer will be actively looking for will be any of the glyph signs on the walls.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Mayman, are you going up ahead in your roguiness to search ahead of the group or sticking with the group?
I was asking the group that I don't know if the group has a preference. I can sneak forward a little bit, be a little bit forward of the group, and then just check for traps and see what the hell's going on up there if you guys want.
Sounds like a solid plan.
Okay.
Actually, I can't check for traps because I don't have detect traps, but I can be sneaky.
Yes. Okay. So maybe like 30 feet ahead of the group, just staying within some sort of eye shot.
Yeah, and I would be moving silently, trying to stay hidden.
Give me a move silent check. I mean, the group is going to be hard to do a hide check in this kind of state because you're holding light coming from Max, but you could definitely be moving quietly. Okay, yeah, you're definitely moving quiet enough that the rest of the group, as soon as you're about 5 or 10 feet away, your footsteps are quiet as you lead the pack. So are you leading the pack north and scrambling up the boulders, or are you going down the hallway?
Did the group have a feeling one way or another before I headed out, or?
Not really.
What can I roll to kind of like RP as an intuition of Modalfer's intuition here?
Give me just a blanket wisdom check.
I think that was that's a tall order for me.
It would be odd for this ritual to require you to scramble up natural boulders. Seems like following the path that's actually worn might be the right way.
Forward seems the most likely action for us to take here.
Before we separate from Finray, like he's going ahead, can I cast message on the group?
Definitely, go ahead and do so.
It's going to last for an hour and a half.
Okay, noted.
And I think drawing my weapons is a free action, right?
While you're moving, it's a free action, yes. It can occur, think of it this way, it can occur simultaneously with movement.
Okay, I don't need to have my weapons drawn then. You had asked that earlier.
Yeah, free
And then I'll go down the hallway then and see what's going on.
Okay. Finry, as you go further into the hallway, you do pick up with your dark vision a room that opens up that's quite large. Yeah, you see a room that has a rather large kind of column or stalagmite on the north end of it. And it's a circular kind of room. There's a set of stairs also opposite from you, man-made stairs. What else? The prominent feature of the room is that kind of tall stalagmite that is going all the way to the ceiling space in there. You guys entering this room, following behind Finry?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Okay. Eventually the group is within this room. Let me go ahead and just do one thing here. So.
Can I do like a spot and listen situation?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a spot and listen. Anybody who's within this room now can do spot and listen. And you should see now there's kind of a magnifying glass if you want to go from map view to kind of this dungeon space. Go ahead and click that if you want, and it'll take you there.
My checks were actually not bad.
Excellent. Oh, actually, I have to...
Lies, Jim. It won't work.
Yeah,
Now they do.
Sorry. Yep.
It's a trap.
And if you want to go back, there's kind of a toggle button in the upper left corner. To go back.
Okay.
Okay, with those spot and listens, Max, and the rest of you, you do notice just the strangest kind of like, your hair is sticking up on your arms a little bit, right? And as you look around, you, Lanray, spot just the slightest fleck of, like, you know when fireworks kind of finish off and they're falling, there's just these little flecks of ember.
Oh, mine finally came through.
Oh, excellent. Yeah. So you just see these kind of little green flecks, like detritus, falling from the ceiling. Very sparse, but there.
Are they similar to what was in that mine in Terthus?
Give me a spellcraft check.
And as this is happening, I will just say, Medolfir, look up. Do you see anything?
Yeah. Do I?
Yeah, the rest of you not so focused on the flex. You see in general, the room itself has stone stairs at the far end. They look like they're clearly created, not natural. There is a prominent feature that we talked about. As you approach the stalagmite itself, you see carvings, Medolfir, the ones that are familiar to the Wolfenbeer.
And are these good or not good?
You see the glyph that shows kind of a friendly place. Now, one thing about this is that underneath one of these glyphs, you see something else, other glyphs, but much more prominent in scale. The size of it is bigger. It is a glyph of a spiraling inward pit, sort of like, imagine like a gravity well if you had etched it into stone, just like that symbol of it. And what you could swear looks kind of like a ship with wings.
A ship?
A ship, like, yeah, a sailing ship with wings.
Yeah, like, let everybody know what I see, of course.
Okay. Max, on your spellcraft check, this energy that is around you, even though it is very faint right now, you do feel like this is the same energy that you felt in the two other places that you've been that align to Ivan Deer's map.
I whisper to the party, I definitely think this place is similar or is akin to the other X's that we found on the map.
With that decipher script check, you know, this glyph is not giving you, I mean, other than some sort of pit and a ship with wings, that's what you've gathered from the glyph.
Can I make my way around to the base of the stairway, just still being quiet and like looking around to see if I see anything, just skirting the wall, walking across the wall?
The game is not paused, so if you're on that map, go ahead and position yourself where you're trying to investigate in that room. And Max, go ahead and turn on in your equipment that twig. Say that it's equipped so that the light shows
It's a
up.
party token, not individuals.
If you're in the cave map itself, Medolfir, it should be, you should have a character in there.
The one that's titled La'ask Sardat?
No, sorry. So click on the little magnifier glass, and it'll take you
my
to
bad.
to like a. Yep. There you go.
I just want to
turn on
go
the
close
light.
by the base of the stairs, and
Sure.
I don't know if I can hide in that corner if there's too much light, but
Okay.
just
Yeah.
be-
No, you're like in the shadows. You can
GM,
go ahead and
if-
give me a hide check if you want, but it's pretty easy to slip into the shadows here.
Hey, GM, if you're recording, your recording player is on the other map. Oh,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay. You see these stairs though that you're next to, Finray? There's something different about these stairs compared to the glyphs that Medolfir and you and Max were looking at just now. The stairs are far more eroded and worn, as if they're from a different time. The stone etchings look fresh. These stairs look much older.
Just rolling a spot check to look around, see if I spot anything else that stands out.
You notice at the very top, and Landra, you noticed this as well early on, that the stalagmite that reaches the ceiling, it reaches the ceiling, but just over behind it, you can see that there's an opening in the ceiling of this cave, like a small hole that spurs off of that stalagmite and goes kind of into what looks like a little bit of a passageway that's pretty small. But other than that, you don't see anything moving in here.
I'm gonna walk up the stairs quietly and poke my head to see if I see anything in the hallway from that
Cool.
door.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've
You say
kind
this. You say the stairs look more eroded than the rest of this cavern?
Yeah, the stairs appear, well, not the cavern itself. The cavern's natural stone, so it's been here quite a long time. But the stairs look much older than the etchings that you found on the various stalagmites.
Are these stairs stone or are they wood?
They are stone.
Okay.
Is there
Very
like
highly eroded.
traces or active growing patches of like moss in this on the floor?
No, you look at it and the stone itself is pretty slick. There's nothing growing on it, no mushrooms, nothing like that. Finry, as you look through the entrance of the passageway at the top of the stairs, you see that it continues on. There's appears to be kind of a split to the north and south up ahead, as well as some kind of opening directly ahead. I've opened up the wall on the main map if anybody wants to go back and look at it, but yeah, just kind of continues on.
Is that stalagmite? Is it like bumpy textured?
Yeah, I mean, parts of it looks like there's some chipped rocks that may have been because of the etching. Like some of the rock stuff at the bottom looks like somebody had carved and bits of rock had fallen off of it. And then higher up, above sort of shoulder level, it's much more natural, flowy looking, kind of like stalagmites have, with that watery
Right.
kind of shape to it.
I don't know. But Ulfr's super interested about that little room that's at the top of the stalagmite, though.
Question: how long does taking a 20 on a skill, like real time?
Like
How long does?
Like a search kind of thing.
Yeah, if I just wanted to search the room.
I would say like an hour in this scenario. It's based on the size that you're searching. So I would say in this kind of a space to take a 20 would be about an hour spent in this room.
Can I just? How long would a normal search of this room cost?
Like a take 10 kind of, or just like a actually rolling it out. It would
Just
be
rolling it
instantaneous. Yeah, within the minute that you're looking.
Okay, I'm gonna search the room.
Sure. Okay. With that, you're usually very good at searching. You feel the various tiles, but you also get the sense, that this is maybe an antechamber of sorts. You're not taking a super long time finding things. You don't find anything else that's remarkable in this room.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit at the doorway with the rest of the group.
Okay. Max appears to be following you, Finry. Medolfir and Lanra, you guys are up along that stalagmite. It looks fairly simple to climb up. I mean, there's plenty of footholds because of the shape of this stalagmite. And you could actually wrap your arms around it.
Yeah, Finry looks like he is going to be taking some time doing an investigation. So Medolfer's going to sheathe the Bingerfill and do the little spit on his hands, rub them together, and get ready to start climbing.
Give me a climb check. Landry, are you going with Medolfir just so that he's not alone?
I was honestly just poking around here to try to get more.
Okay.
See if I can spot anything unusual or find any evidence of something strange having been here. Whether being or otherwise.
Give me a search check, or you can do knowledge dungeoneering if you have that ranked. Medolfir, with that climb check, you're easily able to start climbing up this. It takes you, it's about a 30-foot tall climb. So it takes you 15, 20 seconds to get up there, but you are able to do so safely. When you reach the top, you see that the passageway does indeed lead to kind of a hallway up on top. You see that it falls off. The hallway falls off to your left. And to the right, it kind of smooths out, and it's like a ledge that goes around this cave on like kind of the backside of the cave. Landry, yeah. You just like, you don't like being in caves generally, Landry. I mean, caves are like places where dwarves hang out. Elves enjoy the outdoors, so totally natural.
Where's the sun?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Medolfir, on the map I opened up some walls up there that you can see now. But yeah. You don't see anything particular right there in front of you. Just more hallways.
Any glyphs up here?
You do a quick search for anything. You do see kind of like a large object to the east, like a tower of sorts. That does not look necessarily natural. But from the distance that you are, like 100 plus 200 feet, like it's outside of your vision, other than you see kind of like in silhouette, just a slight difference in the darkness levels.
And what did you say it looks like at this range?
Like a large tower, like something that doesn't look like a natural formation. But again, it's like the difference between very dark and pitch black that you're picking up, since it's outside of your dark vision.
Do a quick listen check down that hallway, like turn an ear into that hallway.
Sure. Yeah, go for it. Nice. Okay. With that listen check, there are times that you sense, you hear the footsteps of your party down below, searching and doing various things. There are other times that there's a distinct sound that's different than that. More like a tickering, like an uneasy feeling of maybe some troglodyte elements within this cave, but you do not see anything in the immediate. And the sound is very faint. That listen check was good. It doesn't feel like there's anything near you.
Hey, Jim, quick question.
Yeah.
Can I hide, move silently to the, into that hallway, but to look north and south at the intersection?
Yeah, so you're splitting up a little bit further from the group, going another kind of 30 feet outward.
Yeah, I'm just going to go down that hallway real quick. So I don't know if you want me to roll another move silently or you want to
give me a hide check specifically, because you're getting now outside of the light that's coming from Max. 42 natural 20. Okay. Yeah, you feel pretty good. Like with your cape and the darkness of this space, something would have to have like tremor sense or blind sense to pick you up, right? As you get out into that hallway, you see that it opens up much more to the north and south. So I'm just going to open up a little bit of this. There is some object to your north that's quite large. Let me pull you guys all back into the map. Or actually, direct yourselves back to the map if you could. Yeah, there's definitely some large object, and Medolfir, maybe that's the same direction that you're looking at. Finry's looking north, and yeah, continues passageways to the south.
Which map are we pulling ourselves back to?
Back to the La'ask Sardat map. Yeah, the actual, like, we'll call this the cave map. Everything else will be like a room map.
And highlight what it is you're
This thing here seems to be not natural. What are you guys doing?
And I'm sorry, where is that in relation to the other map page?
Yeah, so like Medolfir, right now you're up here while the rest of the group is over here. So I'll add you as your own little character here just to keep...
Okay, so you're saying that's kind of what I see down the hall?
Yeah. There you go. Technically, the party's not all up here. Some of the rest of you are still in that other room.
And is there a pentagram on the floor? No, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm gonna walk in. I'm gonna walk down the hall, like, let's say 15 feet, but I want to attempt to move as quietly as possible. So
sure. And your scale right now obviously is not the correct scale, so let me just update you down to the kind of more accurate scale.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You are not moving silently. You are making pretty decent noise on the stone floor here. Finry, you actually hear the sounds of footsteps northwest of you.
I'm rolling a listen check. The listen check is to focus on that sound, that chittering sound that I heard, and see if there's reaction to the noise that I make when I make it. But
no, it's gone very silent as you, I would say, make your way kind of to here-ish. Finry, you definitely hear the sounds of footsteps down this. I mean, it echoes off of the walls of this space. You do not see anything. What are you doing, Finry?
I'm posting us look out at that intersection, so I'm
got it.
I'm hiding and sitting there until things change.
Landry and Max, you guys are still trailing behind in the room. Are you going to try to catch up with Finry?
I don't want to fully catch up. I want to be...
Okay.
Let him lead. Yeah, I don't want to fall too good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll stay back. I'll stay back with Max just to kind of make sure that we're at least...
Didn't we get Medolfir back to full health?
He was always a little bit just light of it, but he's basically full health. Okay. So then...
Can I right now, because of the message spell, if I whispered, the whole group would hear me? Is that true?
Yeah.
I would whisper, there's another intersection up ahead.
Yeah. Fenrir, are you going towards the sounds of those footsteps that you hear to your north? and the large tower?
No.
Okay, holding still.
Do I recognize Wolfier's footsteps?
No, I wouldn't say that there's a distinctiveness. It's not like Modolfier has like one leg or something, so they're footsteps.
I mean, I would say I hear footsteps to the north.
Okay.
I mean, Bodolfir would hear that too.
Not with that listen check, you wouldn't.
No, I mean the whisper he would hear.
Oh, yes, that's true. The whisper,
he's in the group chat.
Yep, you're in the group chat. Modolfir, you do get the sense that Finry is hearing potentially your footsteps and thinking that it's something else. Do you report back?
Well, I'm not going to stop my movement, so...
Okay, so you just continue to progress. Eventually, you get closer and closer to this large tower.
Oh, by the way, I've got Bingerfell redrawn, so...
Got it. Okay.
So GM, so I understand correctly. Are you saying that there's a worn path this way?
There is. Yes, there's a hallway that leads up that way, and it actually connects to this large tower structure that you see. Well, you don't see, but Finry is kind of seeing in silhouette.
Okay.
Yeah, I would mention there's a tower to the north, a hallway to the east, and what is that, rubble to the south?
You see more hallways. There's a lot of hallways right now in this cave. So there's hallways to the south, to your north, and some kind of something here that looks like it goes to a quick dead end right there.
What's
is this?
Just an open area, the triangle that was...
Yeah, just kind of an openish area.
Okay. Is this also what looks like a desire path or something?
Yeah, I mean, this is an open cave to your northeast, I would say, all through. Let me draw it out.
Okay.
Everything kind of between Modolfir and you guys is kind of just like walkable up until this tower.
Okay. And the thing that the party's kind of standing on, is this a little footbridge or is it just a path?
It's a path,
Okay.
not a bridge. Yeah.
All right.
Can I actually go to that to see where that other bridge goes to a little bit?
Yeah, to the east. You walk to the east and you come to a point where it's just a rock wall in front of you now. There's nothing that you see that can lead you any further.
That path ends. There's nothing at the end of that path.
Yep. Just kind of like you walk and then you just hit kind of like a portion of cave that's just like a wall, like a dead end.
Can I look at that wall to see if there's like a secret door or anything? I don't know what I have to do.
You can do a search check. Yeah, give me a search check. Modolfir, are you continuing to proceed towards this tower by yourself?
Yeah, are there any glyphs on the walls in this little passage as I'm going through?
As you're going through the passage? No. You get closer and closer to the tower.
Do I see him at some point, by the way?
No, he's too far away from you guys right now. You guys are a solid 180 plus feet. Don't measure anything on this map. It's not accurate. I knew you were about to do that. But yeah, you're like a solid...
Sorry, as I'm getting closer to it, am I able to make out more features?
Yes. I'll come back to you in a second, Modolfir. Let me resolve Finry's first, though. Finry, as you're searching around this dead end, you start kind of just poking around, getting your little fingers into places, and you feel an opening that doesn't feel natural. Circular, smooth, and as you kind of put your finger down, it would take somebody's hand that is small, with fingers that are child-sized, but you're able to slip your pointer finger into this hole, and you feel that there's like a little bit of a trigger button right there. You want to press the button?
I mean, I would whisper, I think I found something, but I'm not sure I want to push this button. I feel like I'd be all out on by myself. So I want to push the button badly. Mm-hmm. That is very in character for me. I mean, I've never met a button I didn't want to push, but I feel like being all by myself is a bad idea.
Okay. You do sort of see, like 40 or 50 feet back, the light from Max's magical item emitting. They're not far away from you.
Where's Modal Fear? I would say Modal Fear, where are you?
Modal Fear, returning back to you. As you start approaching closer and closer to the tower, you do get the following. You know what? I'm not going to show all players. I'm just going to show Modal Fear here. Okay. And I suppose I'll show the camera also. There we go. Yeah, you see this kind of strange man-made cylindrical tower rising up. And it seemingly holds the cavern around you. It goes all the way to the ceiling. And there's a small path that leads around it that you just came from on the western side, as well as to the south. Everything on the tower is smooth, except for a small portion that appears roughened as you approach. And as you approach it, you do see that there are things written into it. Objects. And potentially words? What are you doing with that?
Any sounds around me?
Just the sounds of your own footsteps and the whispers that occasionally come as an update from your party members.
I don't recognize this as any of the glyphs that I would be familiar with.
The etchings that you find are rudimentary. They're like hieroglyphs. You can kind of depict it from what they look like. There is a wolf head as a symbol, and it is looking upward. And you see what it's looking upward to is a winged being with moonlight being shined upon it. Sort of like, just like a spheroid shape that has wings coming off of it. Again, the stairs that you've seen before, they're one with age, but these carvings, again, look like they are uneroded. They're much more recent in their creation. There are other things that are etched below it, but these are the things that you can't read. If they might be some kind of language.
From my vantage point, looking around, am I able to see the rest of the party?
From this point now, you do see the light that Max is holding about 200 feet to your south.
What's the range of it?
Message?
Yeah.
It's only got a range when you cast
Can't
it.
see. Oh, yeah, when you cast it, yeah.
Yeah, like, it doesn't have a range of.
Yes.
I would imagine it's the same plane of existence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's
You don't even
ambiguous.
need like line of sight.
It won't go through rocks and stuff sometimes, like 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal.
That spell doesn't specify that, does it?
Yeah.
No, it does. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, 3 foot of wood or dirt blocks the stone.
Yeah. Okay.
But you guys are wide open right now, so you're good.
I mean, I can make individual members of the party out from here.
Yeah, because of Max's light, yes. Other than Finnery, who's very hard to spot.
Okay, just because I don't want to be loud, I'm gonna point, and I'm gonna invoke my natural whisper ability and point at Max. And well, hold on, before I do that, is there a clear way for them to get to where I'm at right now? Is there like a path? Okay.
Yeah, there's a path.
Yeah, but can't you just talk with message? Isn't message already cast on you?
Yeah, it is. So you can just talk right now. They can hear you because there's nothing blocking that Adolfir.
Well, yeah, but the mechanics of the spell say you whisper it. and they hear it as if you're speaking.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
So I'm gonna to Max, and I'm gonna be like, I'm at the top of the path up by this. There's a pillar up here with some writing on it.
Okay.
I want to say, hey Finray, can you hold off setting off that trap for a few minutes while we go find Madolfir?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a desire to do that right now. I would kind of skirt the eastern edge, and I would kind of shimmy up to that tower as well.
Okay.
And I would search the whole way, like spot whatever that means.
Yeah. You guys kind of come up against here, and there's clearly a wall now here that you see that guides you. This open space closes off a little bit until you guys do eventually get over to Madolfir. You don't see anything of particular note, but give me a search check. Everybody in the party other than Madolfir.
Max is doing Marco Polo with Madolfir. Just
Okay,
whispering
yeah,
it the whole way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it. Finry, wow. Okay, with that search check, you do find other glyphs, Finry. Okay, so you see an image of drums and a crescent moon. There's like clearly drums, little sticks over top of it, and a crescent moon shape. And beyond that, you find gnomish writing. Now, the gnomish writing is far more eroded than the etchings of the drum and the crescent moon. And since you speak gnomish, you read, hear the drums, and then there's kind of like a blank. It's hard to see what it says, but it's like, hear the drums, scribble, scribble, scribble tonight. It's been so badly eroded. But you believe that the blank is either the gnomish word for silent or echo.
Okay,
Hey, GM.
Go ahead, Finry. Hold on.
No, I just wanted to recap all of the we found. So in the beginning, we have numbers to letters.
Mm-hmm.
Before we came in the cave, the first room had, what was it, like a ship in the wind?
Yeah, it was like a spiraling inward pit, like a gravity well. And then
That was the
you can
glyph.
swear
I thought
it
it
looks
was
like
in that room, there was a glyph of like a wind, right?
there was a ship with wings on it in that room also. And yeah, go ahead.
No, I didn't know what Madolfir. I didn't write that. What Madolfir found.
Yeah, what Madolfir found on this. Oh, I'll show you guys now too. The little fun depiction. What Madolfir found was another set of glyphs that was a wolf head looking up at some sort of winged being with moonlight shining upon it. So there's like a crescent with like these light symbols shining on a winged being with a wolf looking up it. And there was some other carved words that he doesn't really understand. Are you going to get closer to Madolfir, Finner?
I would, but I don't know if I would have beaten Max. And I think he wrote a decipher script check, so I'm assuming.
Max, decipher script won't let you learn a different language, though, right?
It says you can decipher writing in an unfamiliar language or a message written in incomplete or archaic form.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Fair enough. Yes, Max, where Madolfir is after some Marco Poloing, you do find the same glyphs that I mentioned, but also there is words in Gnomish. Moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me. And then further words that you cannot understand.
I mean, I can come by and read it if it's Gnomish.
Yeah, it's not that he
out
can't. Yeah, it's not that he can't understand the Gnomish. You walk up and you read it, and you're like, "Yeah, it's just too heavily eroded. I can't figure that out."
I was trying to figure out what these glyphs mean.
Yeah, the glyphs themselves, it's what I said. It's a wolf head looking upward at a winged being with moonlight being shined on it. What that symbolizes, that the cipher script isn't telling you anything beyond that. It's the context of it is missing, but you are very clear in looking at it. That's what's being depicted, and you also are very clear that the drums and the crescent moon are being depicted in the other glyph. Much older is the gnomish writing itself, as if somebody came along and made these picture glyphs, potentially to represent what was etched into the stone in gnomish. They do align somewhat in what they're talking about.
What's so this tower, because I feel like we're all at the tower now.
Yes.
Is it hollow?
As you feel around it, you feel like it is solid stone, like somebody, like Petra almost, somebody came and carved away the tower from the cave itself.
And the carving is on the inside of the tower, or is on the outside of the tower?
It's on the outside, almost like think of like the what's that old just the old cylinders that had like all the laws written on them.
So you're saying this is a pillar?
It's a pillar, yeah.
It's not
It
a tower, it's a pillar.
It connects from ceiling to ground. Yes, it is a pillar.
Okay, so I couldn't like go in it, is what I was trying to get at.
No, you look for a way in it, and it is solid stone around it.
As I see Finray trying to find a way in, if you really want to climb it, I can cast Spider Climb on you, and I look up, is there anywhere to go, or is it just connected to the ceiling?
It just looks like it's connected to the ceiling. It climbs up about 35, 40 feet on this higher ledge that you guys are standing, and then hits just another ceiling space above.
I'm gonna tell the party about the button I found, because we're together again. I'm like, I found a hidden nook in this wall where it seems like the passageway should continue, and a hidden button. I don't know if you want to go back there. I kind of want to push the button, but I also want to find out what's to the south.
He touched the button.
Yeah, I mean, right now where you guys are standing, it's like a dead end. Medolfir, you came from the other direction. You guys came from this direction. You guys convene on this tower. You do not see another pathway other than where you've been to from here. Heading south.
Yeah, I don't know what's I don't know. Wings reflect the stars that guide me. Does that when he says that, does that remind Medolfir about like any like childhood tales of anything?
I mean, there were stories, a lot of stories, as you can imagine, in the Wolfenbeer tribe deal with moon, deal with guiding, a trail, a path. I mean, these are very fundamental ideas of your somewhat nomadic group of Bakubite. Drums, yeah, I mean, you remember, drums kind of recalls to you various times when your tribe would find a space to be in for a longer period of time. As a child, you'd listen to the drums as people had rituals around fire, celebrating various times of the year. They were joyous times. It was almost religious, but not religious.
What were the potential words that for the one missing word and hear the drums blank tonight?
Yeah, it was either echo or silent. So it's like hear the drums silent tonight, hear the drums echo tonight. Moonlit
I mean, we're in a big
wings.
cave, right?
Yeah.
So echo kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe.
And is that the way it's written? Ask Max. Is that line of text like first in line? Would you read that first and then read after that, the line about moonlit wings reflecting the stars that guide.
They're not stacked. So what Finri found is on the other side of the tower as he was approaching, and what you found is on the left side, right? So they're not like next to each other. So they might be related, they might not be.
But there's inferences in direction of language.
Sure.
Right to left, left to right, down, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, what in this particular language, what is the orientation generally used? It's not a guarantee, right? If they're separated by space, it could be two asynchronous messages, but
Gnomish is generally left to right. So if that's the case, then the echoing drums portion would be the first part, and the wings would be the second part.
I explain that with the caveat. Like, they're so separated, maybe they're not meant to be in an order, but the language goes in this direction, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? Walking up to the pillar the way I came to it.
Yeah.
Is where the line about hearing the drums is, right?
Yep.
And then on the other side, which that's the side of this pillar that faces towards the path going away from this, right? Is where the other one's written.
Yep.
Is there... And there's nothing else, no other objects here, like...
No, it's crazy. Like, this is clearly something because it's been carved out of rock. It would have taken quite the effort to make this. But the only thing that this pillar serves as, is those two statements from what you can find.
GM, I'm sorry to interrupt again. There's a statement in the chat, spiraling inward pit like a gravity well. What is that context?
That was what you saw as a glyph in the first room.
Okay, so there was a ship with wings.
Yep.
And a black hole type.
Yeah,
thing.
like a gravity well kind of object. Yeah.
Or like a whirlpool?
Yeah, like a whirlpool. Yeah.
Like a maelstrom?
Sure.
You're like, whatever, as long as it spirals.
Well, yeah. Any shape that you as long as you understand the shape of it.
And then here with the line, hear the drums, whatever tonight is the pictograph of a wolf's head looking up at a winged being.
Yes.
So, looking up, is there anything in eye range, in vision range of any other pictograms or anything?
Now you look at the ceiling, and the ceiling is clearly like a roughened, still stone that is natural to this cave. It does not look like it has been man adjusted in any way.
Is the wolf head? Is it more like it's looking up, or more like it's howling? Like lifting its head and howling.
Ooh. It doesn't look. I mean, it's very rudimentary carving. So you can't see like the lip shape to see if it's howling or not. It's just like the basic outline of a wolf head, and it's tilted 45 degrees. I mean, if you were to follow the wolf head, I guess the direction that it's looking would be like this way generally, towards the southeast, because that's just the direction, and it's kind of tilted 45 degrees.
You know what? Medolfer, he's almost certain he's deciphered a part of this. So we're in a big echoey cave, right? So Medolfer's gonna say, guys, I don't know what's about to happen, so be ready. But and he's gonna get on the other side of the pillar that faces the path away. The one that's
Max gets in a heroic stand.
Moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me. And he's going to give his mightiest wolf howl out to the cave as loud as he can.
Okay. You do so. As you call out with this wolf howl, it echoes. It is cacophonous. It's so echoey in this cave. It is cacophonous as it bounces off the various rocks. It almost gives you a headache, you guys. It's so loud. Trailing off.
Would you say almost drum-like?
Almost, like as it hits each of the walls and it starts the waves start bouncing off of each other, it doesn't sound like the sound that you started off with. It's just noise, like a wall of noise that has rhythm to it as it bounces off, like
It's almost like reverb or something.
Yes. And then once you stop, silence. And then the sound like a rushing of movement from far away that is like a wind being swept through the ruins. And then it stops.
Was the direction the whoosh coming from clearly like in the direction that this path leads?
To the south, yes.
Wait, to the south, like from where they just came from, the party?
Yes, from where the party came from.
But not in the direction of the path that is going away from this pillar. Or are we talking the same thing?
Same thing, to the south.
Okay, so there's
the only two paths. Yep.
There's one. Okay. Look up. Also, is there anything new to be seen above us?
Give me a spot check.
Yeah.
Finnery, in this moment, what are you doing as the group is kind of joined up together again? You don't see anything, but over.
Yeah.
Getting all your bad rolls out now. Are you guys leading the way further south, continuing to explore the space?
I mean, I kind of want to go. I would ask, do you want me to go push the button, or do you want me to go look south? But I would still try to stay in front of the group.
Okay.
I mean, we're heading, I guess we're like the only clear path is heading that direction, right? So
it is, yeah.
Yeah, but I will go and say, well, if we're going to do this, I might as well go push the button. So I'm going to go draw a kukri, go to the little nook, and as long as the team is behind me, push the button.
Okay. The group follows behind. Unless somebody is objecting, you get... Yeah?
I look at Finnery and I say, I do have Mage Hand prepared. Do you want me to remotely trigger it?
Sure.
Up to you.
No, it's up. I'll show him where the button is, and if he wants to remotely trigger it, that's fine. I will hide as best as I can.
Sounds good.
All right.
Go ahead and cast Mage Hand for me. So that's all. Yep. As the Mage Hand approaches, just going ahead and pressing it.
Once we're like a good distance away from it, yeah.
Okay. I believe it has to stay within 15 feet of you, I believe, right?
I don't think so.
It's a move action. Oh, that's just as each turn 15 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It goes up and it finds that button and you press it, holding your breath for a second, and then you hear the sound of grinding stone. And ahead of you opens up a passage that falls down into a large space down below.
Oof.
There is a large cavern space below you. What are you doing?
Can I scuttle forward and look in this space to see if there's anything?
Yeah, I mean, the only way forward is you kind of follow this set of stairs that has openings that look into this cave room. It's like, there are times where the stairs kind of climb against the wall, but then there are big windows opening into the room. As you scuttle forward, you see that the staircase is kind of following this massive stalagmite. And eventually you see down below into this cave room a strangely lit cave room. There is a lantern on the ceiling of this cave, crystalline, with something that's emitting just the greenest kind of light from it pulsing. And there are more of those little ember flakes all around you, just floating as you go about 50, 60 feet ahead of the group down the staircase.
Does this lantern remind Max of the crystal things we found?
Yeah, as you sort of follow behind 30 feet with the rest of the group behind Finnery, you start seeing the lantern too, and it absolutely looks like those lanterns that you found previously in the ruins of Elajo. You don't even need that tinder anymore, Max. There's enough light in this room that you don't need it.
Okay.
Are the rest of you staying just behind Finry as well?
No, you know what? I mean, is this wide enough to walk side by side?
Not wide enough to walk side by side unless you're both small. So you're still behind, I'd say.
Okay.
I mean, I am pretty small. I'm sure he could come up behind me, and I could.
Yeah.
It could be.
But it is only like 3 feet wide as it kind of spirals down. And I've added the little microscope, lens there if you wish to click.
Still can't click on it.
Oops. Yeah, I forgot I have to set parameters for it. On the trigger happy. Just so you guys wouldn't accidentally click it. Now you should be able to.
Nope. I can't.
You still can't?
Nope.
Okay, hold on one second.
Maybe we need to refresh.
No, I think it's just...
Yeah, because I can't click on any. I can't even click on the previous one now.
You might want to check for a syntax. It might have affected both high-class things.
Yeah. Let's see. Controlled by allow all tokens, anyone to click. Should allow you to click.
I'm gonna refresh and see.
Yeah, try refreshing, but you should be able to click it. Somebody else try clicking the eyeglass? You see the eyeglass.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. Yeah, I see it. I cannot click on either one. So. Oh, hold on.
Can you just?
Now I can.
Yeah, mine worked. Mine just worked.
Yeah. I don't
Looks
know.
like a refresh was required.
Yeah, that's interesting. So yeah, you see now, and probably the order of where you guys are is not accurate, so move yourselves as you need. You see now this green room lit in the light of the lantern above pulsing. The source of the light is clearly a lantern, a crystalline from the tall cavern. There's floating embers. Nothing's moving in this room.
I still can't get it. No, quick buttons and
I'll just pull you to the space here. There you go. I activated it now.
Does the lantern or the way the light is coming out of it look winged in any way?
Winged? No, it looks, imagine like a Baroque lantern made of metal, but inside of it is a crystalline gem that's emitting light. Not winged.
Are there any glyphs on this pillar next to us?
Give me a search, a spot, or knowledge dungeoneering to look around. Max, you had a question?
How high up is the ceiling in this chamber?
The ceiling is a solid 50 feet, 40 feet. It's high. From
And
the
we
base
traversed-
to the bottom.
We traversed that entire length, or was it was the ceiling higher than where the top of these stalagmite stairs were?
If you're on the map, basically you guys started somewhere up above the stalagmite and went down a spirally staircase that eventually leads out this staircase that you guys are standing on now. So yeah, you feel like you started at the ceiling of this space and climbed it down.
Okay.
And there is, what you can tell, another staircase leading to the north, as well as a passageway to the south. With those, Jesus, Midolfir.
I can't roll. I'm restarting. I might have to restart my browser. I can't even open up.
Okay. Yeah, that's very strange. Max, with your knowledge dungeoneering check. Oh, there goes your search check, Finric. You got 27. Yeah. You find glyphs that you hadn't seen before. I need someone to give me a knowledge religion. Is anybody trained in knowledge religion?
I mean, I have a +8 to it. I'm
You might be
trained
the only
yet.
one who's trained in it.
I'll roll it.
Okay. Lanray, you're not trained in
Correct, I'm not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You find glyphs that you had not seen before. Now, the reason the religion check is needed is, Max, you recognize one of the glyphs. It is not like just a rudimentary shape. It is the symbol of Yivini. Yivini is the god of the Orcish people. And it is emitting, this symbol is emitting some kind of aura around it. And above that aura is a cloud with rain falling from it. These are, again, fresh hieroglyphics, much fresher than, obviously, the writings that you have found. You also see some kind of writing, again, in another language below it. Finri, are you going to try to read that, given the context of the last few?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't have like a skill for that. I just...
No, it's Gnomish. As you approach it, you see there are some heavily eroded words up front, and then it's followed by 100 men, could, and further words.
And what's the symbol again? It's the god and the clouds raining on it?
Yeah, it's the symbol of Yivini, an Orcish god. And above, and it's kind of like emitting this kind of like lines that are squiggly lines that kind of seem like an aura. And above it, there's a rain cloud with raindrops falling on it.
Is there any point to doing a decipher?
No, since he speaks Gnomish, it's pretty clear as day. And the eroded words are just eroded. You can't read them. Other than that, in this room, you don't see anything. You feel like maybe an hour has passed since you've entered this cave and started looking around from the entrance of the actual La'as Sardat.
I feel like all of these inscriptions are going to end up being like the words from like a early 2000s pop song.
I felt like at least the earlier ones were like a Disney song a little bit. I'm not...
Okay.
All right. Do you want to go up these stairs, or do you want to go look at the area to the south?
The area to the south is still within this chamber, right? It's not like a passage.
No, it's a passageway that leaves this chamber, definitely to the south as well as
Here?
to the north.
Oh.
Let me see. I'm not on the map with you.
I
Yeah,
don't
to the
see-
south there. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Up to you, man. Whichever way you guys want to go.
Is MiguelAbuel familiar at all with this Yivini?
Yeah, you are. It wasn't something that the Wolfenveer necessarily followed. Like, you guys are kind of a-religious, but you know, some members of the tribe still followed kind of the ancient path of Yivini, even though it wasn't a major aspect for you guys. Give me a knowledge. Do you have any knowledges, MiguelAbuel?
Like knowledge nature is all I have, like that's not crossed out.
Give me just a basic intelligence check then. Okay. You recall various songs of Yivini that would be sung at rituals. And some of these lyrics are very reminiscent of those songs.
With that 24 religion check, like, does Max know alignment, like anything like that on this guy? Yeah.
With that check, that's a good question. You would know that Yivini is a god that many view to commit evil acts. A neutral kind of evil deity that, but that a lot of that is depicted by people from Bohemia who have maybe a bias towards the orcs.
Was there ever like was it ever spoken about when I was young about like Yevon's appearance? Like what did Yevon often appear to the mortals to look like?
To the orcs, the main sort of story that the orcish people knew of Yevon in terms of its presence would be the form of a wolf. It was Yevon who led the orcs as a nomadic people westward in the form of a wolf to settle into the various valleys that were richer in agricultural bounty than what Yevanoth has naturally.
So to the south, is it like a small passage, or is it just like the cave continues to the south?
No, it's a passageway. It's a hallway that narrows again to the south.
We'll walk up to the passage, not into it, and see if there's any glyphs or script around it.
Yeah, as you do so, you look around intently. I'm going to go ahead and say that with the checks that Finry did in this room, and he'd be close by, you do not find anything else here that looks like glyphs in this room.
Anything? Did anyone say they looked at the ceiling? I mean, I know I said I looked at the light, but the ceiling specifically?
Other than the lantern, there's nothing particularly special about the ceiling that you can see. It's smoother rock than some of the places that you've been in, but in this room in general, it's pretty smooth rock. I'm just going to open up some more walls from what you guys are seeing. So back on the map page, you'll see, now that you're in the center of the room, the staircase to your north clearly leads upwards to something, a long passageway. And to the south, you see further hallways leading and winding around natural rocks.
So the stair to the north goes back up?
Yes, it goes upward again.
So this one goes down?
Yes. To the south, it goes kind of downward out of this cave, but to the north, it goes upward, up some stairs. The one to the south doesn't go downhill very much. But slightly.
I'm sorry, I need to take like a couple of minutes. I need to go take a bio break.
Sure. The rest of you, as you look around this room, I mean, again, there's nothing moving in this room other than these flecks and embers that continue to fall like detritus.
Okay. Do I see that hall?
Yeah, you do.
If I stuck my head into that hallway and looked to the right, would I see the other place we were at? Like, does it connect to the other intersection?
As you peek out and look, it looks like a different space out there. In your dark vision, you see, that it's more hallways, but you don't believe that this would connect back to where you're from. It could connect back through various pathways, but it's not directly connecting to where you came from.
Okay.
Yep. Are you guys staying in this room? There's a lot of glyphs, but no enemies, nothing in here.
I mean, we've already deciphered the glyphs, right?
Yeah, you didn't find any more. You guys feel very confident with the 27 search check. There are no other glyphs in here. South, north, stay, rest. What do you want to do?
I'll go north. That's my vote.
Okay. Finry? Landry? North?
Yeah, north is good.
Okay. As you guys go north...
All right, I'm back.
All right, excellent. As you guys go north, you get the sense that this staircase, even though there's a wall that divides to your left as you climb up the stairs, that wall is probably common with the area that you guys came from the tower. So I'm just going to open that up a little bit on the map so that it's just clear. The staircase climbs up. There are no openings in the staircase at all until you reach the very top. As it opens up into a space to your right, there is a large opening into a room that is flat, with some kind of a large hole at the center of it. Just a hole that is circular in the middle of this flat cave room at the top here. What are you doing with that?
We're in the same room?
No. Here, I'll pull you back to the map. Sorry. It's
Oh,
easier
okay.
described by seeing the map. You guys are basically at the top of the staircase, and out ahead you see just this room with a large hole at its center.
Do we see the tower?
You don't see the tower from here. That, essentially there's a wall here. Just by context of how you've mapped this out, however, you imagine that the tower must be somewhere behind a wall that's right here.
Okay.
Can I search this room? I assume this is a room with a hole in it. Can I search it for runes and look down the hall?
Definitely, yeah. As you guys kind of step into the room, there's a large hole that is the most obvious element of this room. As you search the walls that are on the exterior of it, you don't find any etchings or runes or glyphs at all.
When I see a room with a hole in it, Max is like thinking, how does this fit into a dungeon? And he has no idea.
Like from a mapping out standpoint?
Yeah. But my skill check was a 8, so.
Gotcha, yep.
Oh, is that a nat 1? Let me check. Yeah, it's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Great.
Is this just like a natural hole, or does it look like it was hewn stone?
It looks to be some sort of natural, almost like the remnants of what would be like a sinkhole or like a cenote. Like the whatever was here just collapsed inward, but it doesn't look like it was carved out. I've added like another one of these.
So it doesn't look like erosion. It looks like some sort of an event happened that left jagged edges.
Yeah, more sudden. It's definitely jagged edges, and there is a pathway to the south that you guys see across a hallway that appears to lead onward.
I have my twig on, but I don't see anything.
Oh, yes. That is because you're not on this map.
Oh, okay.
Let me go ahead and add you real quick. So I'll just disperse you guys around. And Madolfir. And just talking here. So let's go ahead and go there. See if it works. Hey, it works. So yeah, you guys see this massive hole in the center. What are you guys doing with that?
I don't see anything at the bottom of the hole.
You look down this hole, and it is beyond 60 feet because your dark vision trails off into complete darkness. So there's no light coming from down there.
Isn't this similar to something else we saw like a while ago?
Yeah. Max is gonna take like a very light, like twine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you know what? He plucks one of his red hairs, okay?
Sure.
And then he kind of holds it up above and lets go of it. What happens?
Ah, excellent. As you do so, the hair just kind of floats, and you notice that there are detritus green flecks in this room as well. It just kind of floats. Eventually settles down, but it doesn't. It just settles down kind of right at your feet. There's very still air here.
Okay, so it's just doing like sort of Brownian motion, not
Yeah.
Not a direction to it, really.
No, there's
Okay.
not a direction to it.
I look up. What's up? Is the ceiling of the cavern normal?
The ceiling of the cavern is normal, although there are various stalactites that are kind of sharp, growing out of the ceiling space. It's a rough ceiling compared to some of the other spaces, but there's nothing remarkable about it.
It's a big hole, guys.
Big hole.
Did we bust it yet or no?
Not yet.
Doesn't look too busted.
So Medolfer's going to say, I'm going to howl again, guys, and listen for drums. And so,
Okay.
yeah, belt out a loud howl again.
Okay.
Ow.
As you let go of that howl, everyone give me a listen check.
I'm sorry in advance.
I'm gonna run and hide.
Okay. Nice. Landray, 31. As the howl echoes and hits the various spaces, this room is kind of circular, more circular. It bounces off the spaces. Then it quiets. The hole doesn't do anything. But Landray, you hear the sound of and then it stops after the howl. As the howl was quieting down, you heard those sounds, Landray, and then nothing again.
But no drum-like sounds like we heard, like the echoing off of the cave.
Definitely no.
Yeah, and obviously I'll share that with the group.
Sure.
I'm going to peer down into the pit.
Okay. Yeah, Finry did that earlier. It's definitely deeper than 60 feet because you just see darkness trailing off as like a gradient.
Yeah, no, I meant to see if there was anything new.
No, not that you see.
What about up? Like,
yeah, nothing up that's different.
Did Medolfer hear the same sound?
No, only Landray heard that faint sort of.
Okay.
But I did try to describe it to you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like something flapping.
I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna try to find a unique rock.
Okay.
And throw it in the hole.
Okay. You do so. Silence. 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 You hear just the slightest, like, as it hits the floor, like 7 seconds later.
Does Max get the impression that this might not be a physical hole in the material realm?
Give me a knowledge. So you think that it's like something going into a planar space? You can give me a knowledge plane if you think.
I'm trying to analyze the situation.
Yeah,
like,
give me knowledge plane. You can give me just knowledge arcana too. It doesn't appear to be a portal of some sort. It has none of the remnants of portals that you're used to, portal pools, planar pools, things like that. No. And the rock made a sound when it hit the bottom, which would be unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, see that there's a passageway to the south. There are no other ways in and out of this space. There's the hole, the passage you came from, and the one to the south.
So, like on the insides of the wall, right, of the pit, there's no like scour marks or like gems or like anything.
Knowledge dungeoneering check. You do not see anything abnormal on the walls of this. Finry, are you getting down on your knees and looking on the inside walls of this as well?
I mean, I can look too.
Okay, you're just the most perceptive in terms of searching. I would say with your search check, Finry, you do notice one thing. You feel around and you look with your dark vision, and you see there are portions of the rock that, this hole where there are like almost like scratch marks. Like 3 scratch marks parallel to each other, maybe 1.5 inches wide, are these scratch marks in the rock surface itself. You find a couple of such cases, maybe 8 or 9 feet apart from each other. As you guys kind of get on your knees to look.
I'm gonna ask Max. I'm gonna tell him about the scratch marks, and then I'm gonna say between the scratch marks And the fact that the door that we opened with the hole was designed for like small, childlike sized hands. What could be down here in a lot of numbers that they would crawl out of this hole but have like 3 claws?
You guys are like Ghostbuster format, like, you know that scene from Ghostbusters where they're hanging like kind of like right on the edge of a hole? You guys are right on the edge of a hole as you guys are having this conversation.
Hold on, 3 claws? Like, what size claws are we talking about?
Maybe like an inch wide gash. The length of which is like, say, like 8 inches long, but the gashes themselves are an inch wide.
So the inch wide would be like a finger, not the whole claw.
Sure.
No,
Yeah, it's not one large claw. It looks like
there's
like
multiple next to each other.
Yeah, like 3 in a row next to each other.
Okay,
Exactly.
but like, what's the spacing? Like, they're inch wide, or are they an inch apart?
The spacing of each one is like 6 or 7, maybe 8 inches apart.
Okay, so more like, it's not a hand filled with claws, it is individual scour marks spread out.
Maybe, yeah. Doesn't look like if you look at a bear claw or a dog claw, it wouldn't look like this, right? They're spread out further.
Yeah.
More like a big centipede type situation.
Sure.
That's very possible, yeah.
As you guys are having this conversation, Landry and Midolfir, what are you guys doing while they're sort of investigating this? It's important to know.
I would just be kind of walking around the hole looking for signs of anything else.
Yeah, sure. So like Max and Finry are kind of right on the edge here talking. Landry, you've kind of like gone around looking around. You see that south passage to the south. Midolfir, what about you? Are you heading
Wait.
towards
I thought you said there was no other way out of this room.
No, there's no other way other than from the south passage.
Oh,
and
I
the
was
way that
thinking.
you guys came.
I was thinking the way we came in was up more to the upper left hand.
It was. You guys came here. Let me draw it. You guys.
It was confusing, GN. Like, the way that it was stated, it sounded like there was no other way out.
You guys came from here. There's only one other way out of here, and it is this location here.
Okay,
So-
no, I thought you said there was no other way out of here earlier.
Yeah, my fault. No, it is. There is a way out from the south side. So
Well, then, yeah, I would have totally been like gone over there and see if there are any like glyphs on that passage.
Okay, yeah. As you start investigating, you notice, Midolfir, that there is a pathway out of here to the south. It appears to lead to like a chasm of some sort, and you see just in the distance like a bridge of some kind. The rest of you.
GN.
Max, yeah.
So you said that the rock went down and eventually made a noise, right?
Yeah, like 7 seconds.
Okay, so Max could
Backs off.
try to figure out what the distance is.
Sure. I don't know. I'm not going to do that acceleration.
Nature.
No, yeah. Go ahead and do nature.
Like, he understands the natural world.
Yes.
And he's already determined this is not like a magical hole.
Yes, he says. So I'm doing some quick math in my head. 32, 60, 50.
Just make up something.
No, I want it to be accurate. 400. So it's like right around 600 something feet down is what you gather from that. I figured you'd hit the DC for that. Yeah, it's like 600 feet deep. It's a deep hole.
I relay that. This is very, very deep. Like, I might be able to set off a fire.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Let me see how close I actually got to the number. 240 meters. Damn, I'm real close. 240 meters. I was off by a little bit. It's like 750 feet. But, you know, that's depending on how well you counted the seconds, I suppose.
Guess what my long range distance right
What's that?
760.
Perfect. Are you shooting a fireball down there?
No, absolutely not.
You guys are both on the edge here. As you guys are talking about this and discussing, you know, how long it took to get down there, I need Max and I need Finry.
We need you too, GM.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you all start sensing movement in the hole. I need you to give me a reflex save if you wish to get away from the hole. There's something jostling after that rock hit. Okay. You both scurry back away from the edge, and just as you do, there is a loud screeching moan sound that rips upward through the hole. You are lucky to get away from the hole in time, as if you feel like a sonic blast would have hit you otherwise. And as you do, a creature flies up from the bottom, followed by 2 other creatures. I need everyone to roll initiative. Give me a second to get a combat going. There we go. Okay. There are 3 flying beings coming up from the hole. They are spread out as such, and by context, you do recognize them to be cloakers, which you have seen in the Elajo ruins. Let me go ahead and give them their initiative rolls. Okay. First to act is the cloaker that was trailing just behind.
I don't know if my initiative rolled. I don't know why I'm having so many issues today.
Yeah, it's acting a little bit slow, so try rolling it again. Be emphatic with your button pressing, I guess. I don't know why. Yeah, let's see where you end up with your roll. There we go.
No, I can roll attacks, but I can't roll initiative.
Okay, I'll roll it for you. There we go. You are second act. The first up is going to be this cloaker closest to Lanray. Lanray, as this cloaker erupts upward, it is going to do a moan attack.
Oh, I might know. I'm on the Ask Sardot map. I'm not on the other battle.
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and activate this then for you. So Finry, it's going to do its moan attack on you. I need you to do a will save, please. DC 15 will save. Okay. Not you, Finry, sorry. Landray, my fault.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't mean to roll that 12. I got it.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Okay, as it screeches its moan towards you, you feel for a moment a little bit of panic, as if you're sensing fear building within yourself, and you shake it off. You are not affected by its moan. That is its turn. It is Finry's turn now. What are you doing, Finry? These 3 are right at 0 elevation. This one is 30 feet up.
Yet another I am going to suck in this battle situation, so I am just going to
every little bit helps. Okay. Move 30 feet.
Okay, my hand crossbow is a 40-foot increment, right?
Yes, so you should be good at this distance.
So I'm just going to shoot with both, but it'll be a single attack because I have to draw them.
Yep, single and single.
And since there's no flanking, they haven't gone first, there's no way to there's no additional damage. It's just straight.
Because your initiative is higher than it, there's no other additional damage. No. Okay, with that attack, you don't strike it. The both of those bolts do miss this one in front of you.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the second one does strike for 2 points of damage because your initiative is higher than it. So you do strike for 2 points of damage against that one. And actually, because your initiative is before his, he is flat-footed, so that would trigger your sneak attack, I believe. Anytime that he doesn't get his dex bonus, which would be flat-footed.
You want me to just roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage.
I'm gonna roll new attacks just for the damages. Is that okay?
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's fine. Just one though. Okay, and up next is going to be you, Max. So get ready.
Why just one?
Because only one of them hit.
Oh.
The other one didn't hit with a 14. Okay, so the damage is 35 damage. Nice. Let me just double check. There's no... Yep, these guys can be hit by that. So that is 35 points of damage. Big difference.
Which one did he just hit?
He hit the larger one. There is one that is clearly much bigger than the other two. It is huge sized as it erupts out from the pit. This one.
I have to check like staggering strike. I think that hits normally. Let me.
Okay, let me know.
You can keep going. I'll just drop it in there when I find
Yeah.
it.
So Max, you do see this much larger one erupting out that Finry just hit with a sneak attack. What are you doing?
Could I try to do a listen check before I take an action?
Sure, give me a listen check. What are you listening for?
Like if there's any more in the hole.
Gotcha.
Nope.
Whew, no.
Okay. I mean, since we were talking about it, fireball. It's a big chamber, right? It's not a tiny chamber.
It is a large rock-filled chamber, yes. Okay.
And but I mean, like the roof is pretty high here, also, right?
It is, yes.
Okay.
So as you're doing that, let me just resolve Finry. So he needs to make a DC 10 Fortitude save, Finry.
Yeah, or else you staggered. And I forgot to say disemboweling, but that's fine.
Yeah, he makes that. Okay. So Max letting loose the fireball. This one is 30 feet up, but because these are only at 0, I believe you can still get them all.
Your call, GM. I don't know.
I think this one's safe from it. The two lower, because of the sphere shape, I think this one is outside of it if you're hitting these two.
It is a 40-foot diameter, so probably, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you can hit all three. So you're picking the bottom two then?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the big one's reflex save. Here's the little one's reflex save. Okay, first one fails, taking 32 points of damage. The second one, so close, but does fail. Both of them take 32 points of damage. Big fireball erupts. Max, I need you to roll a 1d100.
Why?
As you shoot this fireball, the embers of green flecks in this space ignite a little bit. As they do, yes, with that roll, you take 4 points of damage, almost arcs from the fireball as it erupts back to the caster. You take 4 points of damage from your own fireball, but in the form of pure arc. It's not fire damage, it's just like force damage.
Okay.
Are you moving at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna back off 30 feet.
All right, that is your turn. This cloaker closest to Medolfir is gonna just rise up 5 feet out of this cave, and he's gonna try his. Let's see. He's gonna try. No, he's going to fly right at Medolfir, actually, and attack with his tail. So he's going to come up here, still flying 5 feet off the ground, and attack with the tail. Bardify, does that hit you? It's against your flat-footed AC.
But my flat-footed AC is still my same AC, but my AC is 16, so yes, he hits.
Okay. It is tail swipes out as this thing kind of whips towards you. You take 6, but reduced down to 4 points of damage. That is its turn. The big boy is going to run. He's going to fly towards Max. No, you know what? He's not going to die. You guys are well spread out right now, so their moans are not that useful. He is going to... He's going to fly at Landray. How much is his fly distance? 40 feet. He's going to fly towards Landray. We're up. Come on. There we go. And Landray, he's going to attempt to tail whip you as well.
Okay.
He can whip you.
Sitting 5 feet up, so he kind of flew at a slight diagonal. 27 to hit you.
Yeah, I think that hits.
You take 13 points as this huge tail whips out from underneath its body as it flaps sort of its belly open to you. That is going to be its turn. Landray, it is to you now, with these two surrounding you closely.
Yeah, I am going to... Both of them have not taken much damage, or can I tell?
I mean, this one took a lot of fire damage, but it's looking fine. The one that went and attacked Bardify is a little bit worse off, but none of them look near death.
Got it, okay. I'm going to do a single attack
Okay.
on the big guy.
Okay, sounds good. Now you are right within its reach right now. If you take a range attack, even if you moved 5 feet with your range attack, he will get an attack of opportunity, I believe.
I guess I'm gonna then do this. I mean, I'm still gonna move. I guess either way, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity if I.
He will if you're unless you're using your dagger. If you're using your dagger, then he won't. But you wouldn't be able to move first if you're doing that. You would have to dagger and then move.
Right. No, I mean, I'm gonna. I still want to shoot him, so I'm just gonna shoot him now. And
okay. Yeah. Either way, he's gonna be able to swipe at you.
Right.
Shoot him. Fuck that guy in particular.
Right.
Okay, so let's see what you got. You are obviously at point blank.
Yeah.
This huge, just like 14, 15 foot wingspan, almost like a manta ray flying through the air. It is an aberration, by the way, so you can use that.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yep. Just looks ready to strike at you or use one of those horrible screech sounds that it attempted before.
Right. I am going to... guess I'll do many shot so I can still move, because if I do rapid, I don't think I can. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be pretty good.
Eesh.
Yeah, 34 is definitely going to hit, obviously. That does 14 points of damage. Did you mean to only take a single attack?
It should be. I think the multiple damage is the many shot.
Okay.
So I shot 2 arrows, but I wanted to do a single attack so I could still move, because if I do rapid, it's a full action.
Okay, he's going to take the attack of opportunity as you load that arrow, so he's going to just attack you here with his tail. Yeah, that's still going to hit. You take 16 points of damage. He does not look like he's able to swing that tail around again for your movement, so you can move wherever you wish now.
And so to the north of me, that rock, is that something that could be used as like partial cover?
Yeah, there's definitely cover behind it. It's a large enough boulder that you can kind of get your body against it.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, from that angle, definitely against this one. This one a little bit more open, but you do have some cover from that rock.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. Next up is going to be Adolphir. It is your turn as this smaller cloaker, though still large, has come at you with its tail.
Well, he just came towards the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting full attacks to his face.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, man. That crit definitely confirms. Yeah, I would say before you even need to take the other ones, with that attack, that is massive damage. You strike it and you slice through this cloaker in one strike. So you do not need the full attack portion of that. You still have your move action if you wish to take it.
Nice.
That thing did.
Yeah, so right. Wait, what's
That was
my
freaking massive damage right there.
Yeah, 30.
Oh, you put power attack at 8 too. Nice.
No, I'll put it at 3.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's your strength then.
Yeah, so it's for every one power attack, it does
Additional.
exponentially more to
I
damage
gotcha.
output.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He's strong boy.
Very strong boy. Okay, is that where you want to end up?
Yeah, and I'm gonna I'm gonna growl out to the other one in a challenging pose, like, come get me.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you did just kill one of them by slicing it in half, so it's going to take you up on that offer. Let's see, how far away is it from you?
Just for flavor, I'm gonna roll an intimidate because my intimidate sucks. Yeah.
Yes, especially with a 2, it's going to suck. All right, it's going to move closer. It's going to come down in elevation a little bit. And from that distance, it is going to... I need you to make a fortitude save. And I think it only affects you. Yeah, it's only you. Okay, that is good enough. As it moans out its horrible screech, you feel as if your stomach starts to curl, and you just kind of shake it off as this sense of nausea wears away from you. That is its turn. Finry, what are you up to?
My quad run is what, 200? Something like that.
200, that'd be crazy. Hold on. Your quad run is 120, because your normal speed is 30.
And that's only if it's a straight line. You can't do a quad and take turn
Yes, exactly.
turning.
It has to be in one vector.
Yeah.
You're here to start. Yep. Otherwise, it's 60 feet to just kind of dash, quote unquote. It'd be funny if Finry just runs off the map. Good luck with that. Yeah, just for while you're thinking, this room does kind of funnel down into a hallway like this at the bottom. case that comes up.
What's the way to make the line stay so I can keep measuring around?
Hold control, and then at the end of it, press space to do the movement. So like control, then click, and go to the next point you want to go. Okay, that's 20 feet. So as far you can move 20. There you go. So you got another 40 feet that you can go. Just 40 more feet, Henry.
You have to look at the number inside the brackets.
Yeah. There you go. That's the furthest you can move in that direction. You hop over the sliced up bits of cloaker that are underneath you, and you make your way closer to Midolfir.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, stick by the big boy. Max. Your fireball was pretty successful. What are you doing now?
All right. I've had a little bit of time looking at these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to, as my move action, I'm going to call on Dark Knowledge.
Cool.
So I need to do, I think these guys are aberrations, so that's going to be a dungeoneering check, I believe.
That's correct, yep.
All right. I mean, this is not automatic, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, that does, okay, so just a normal success is DC 15.
Yep.
So according to the Dark Knowledge text in my archivist class there, yep. So I don't know. I yell out something like, their franginil organ is under their left wingtip.
Okay. So you're basically trying to give their weakness away.
Yeah, so what happens is everybody just gets a +1 bonus to attacks made against these cloakers.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, it's like a tactical bonus that you guys now have against these. So just add +1 for every attack after this.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think
against cloakers
action,
anyway.
Right?
That's it's a movement.
Okay, so it's going to be part of your movement. Cool.
I don't think. Well, maybe. I think, and then for my action, I think I'm going to do. How far away? These guys are really far now, huh? Yeah, they're far. Like, yeah, that's too far. Dang it. I'm just going to do Magic Missile, and I'm going to aim it all at the big one.
Okay.
This is not going to... I mean, even if... they're pretty puny, each one, so I don't know. So that's...
2, 4, 6, 11, 13, 15 points. And they do not have spell resistance, so yeah, that all hits 37 points of damage. Or sorry, 15 points, yeah.
Yeah, against the big guy.
Yep. He's looking rough. Not near death, but he's definitely taking a lot of heat. That is your turn.
Is there anything that provides cover within...
This rock is smaller than the one that Lanray just ran to, but it's like 4 feet tall. If you went prone, you could get cover from it. You want to try to do that?
No, I think instead I'm going to run lateral.
Sure. Yeah, you kind of... This is like a big rock on the ground, like a big piece of slate rock, so that's easy to do.
Okay, so it's like a dais, like a natural dais. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That is your turn. This cloaker is going to sense, with Lanray running off to the rock, it kind of gathers around what's happening, sees also Midolfir, who has sliced through one being, let's see, what is the distance to Finray here? Yeah, too much. He is going to make you give me another fortitude check, Midolfir. You are within 30 feet of it. Damn, you're rolling good now.
Well,
Real
I've
good
got a
now.
high fortitude check anyway, so.
That's true. That's true. Okay, yeah, you would basically have to roll a 1 to fail that. Okay, you do not feel the effects of some sort of stupor that it is attempting to moan at you with its screech. It just emanates from it as a burst. It is going to, however, position back over here and get another 10 feet off the ground. So it is 15 feet total off the ground now. That is its turn. Lanray, you have some kind of cover partial over by this rock. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go after the small dude in the middle and just do a full attack there.
Okay, yeah. This one, he is not within point blank.
All right.
But you can do definitely a full attack. Okay. Lots of dice. Oh, did one of those crit? Yeah. Nice. Okay, yeah, the first arrow flies, striking. And did you add +1 into those already?
No, actually, I
Okay,
did not.
so each one of these is +1 higher. Yeah, the first one hits for 25 points of damage. It takes it down. It is one that strikes right at that core that Max talked about. The second arrow does strike for 8 more points of damage. And the other 2 as well do. So this thing is looking near death suddenly as your arrows fly off in just like a flurry of them. It almost, its wings give out a little bit underneath it, and it falls 5 feet as it gets struck. It looks near death. You have a 5 foot if you want to adjust yourself any further.
I think I'll stay where I am.
Cool. Medolfir. You see this large one, though it is just outside of your reach at its height. What are you doing?
Yeah, fuck it. I don't care. I'm gonna run up to it.
Okay. At its height, you would have to make a serious high jump to be able to reach it.
I'm gonna try to goad it into coming at me.
Okay.
But first, I'm gonna take a moment and glance at his wings, and I'm gonna think back to the line about. Let me scroll up here. Excuse me.
Mhm.
Moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me.
Okay. Yeah.
Is it? Are there any reflections bouncing off of its wings? Are they
No,
shiny?
if anything, it's the opposite of that. These things are built like stealth fighters. Any amount of light that's emitting in this room, it's almost like reflected in a way where it looks like shadow.
All right. I guess like. I don't know in my head, and I don't know. You tell me mechanically. I know these aren't animals necessarily, but like actively trying to incite an animal to attack, like with handle animal. I basically want to try to employ that against this thing.
I'll allow a handle animal, but it's like super high DC. Really, what it would be a bluff check.
Okay.
But obviously, your lower rank on that.
Well, I mean that's why I said I didn't know like what would apply or not, so that's why.
Yeah, a bluff check would be a lower DC, but handle animal would be a much.
I'm gonna roll it as a bluff then.
Okay. Yeah, that's the more direct way to kind of goad it into coming after you. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. It has its own tactics in mind, whether it chooses that or not. So, are you taking any kind of attack against it right now, like throwing anything at it? No.
You know what? No, but I am going to stow Bengrafil and pull out the Axe of Vanishing.
Yeah, cool. Okay, you can do so. As you were moving, you did that. Okay, this cloaker that is near death is going to start diving down into this hole as quickly as it can and disappears from your guys' sight in this immediate time. It could fall as much as 80 feet, but it started at +5, so yeah. It just dove straight downward. Finry, what are you doing?
Taking a 5-foot step. I don't know if I can take a full attack with my. We had some question about like the quick draw feat and stuff. I don't have any of those, so I can only attack once, even with a full attack.
Yeah, because you need time to load each, right? Unless you have the quick draw. So it's part of your movement to reload.
It's rapid reload is the feat.
So
specific for crossbows.
You can take a single attack with each again. Because as you're moving your 5 feet, you could have been doing that.
Is that hand crossbows?
Yes, hand crossbow.
Yeah. I'm going to just take a regular movement and reload during that movement.
Yeah.
I moved 5, so that's 35. I think that's within
That's
my...
correct, yeah. You can move 30, sorry. So you can only move 25 now. Yep. Cool. All right. That's your movement. And Max, you're going to be up next. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So both of those do strike for 4 points total of damage. This thing's looking pissed off, but still fully alive. That is your turn. Max, you saw the little one dive.
Yeah. Max is going to go to the edge here and look down real quick. Do I see it?
No, it has dived far enough into the darkness that you do not see it because of the darkness. Ooh. Even with your twig.
All right.
So it has concealment right now.
Yeah. This is just at the edge of my range right now. I'm going to do launch bolt.
Cool.
So I pull out like a small bolt out of my handy haversack, I guess, and kind of point it like a Roman candle.
Sure.
And then it is going to launch off towards the guy.
I gotcha.
I think it's a...
Launch bolt.
It's, yeah,
As if a light crossbow.
It's a, yeah, the attack roll sucked.
Give me your range.
That's wrong, actually, because it should be, no, that's right. It's +7. Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that sucks. You rolled a 1, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. You try to launch at it, but it doesn't.
That's all I got.
Okay. The large cloaker is going to... yeah, it's going to attempt to engulf on you, Midolfir. Give me a grapple check. As it wraps its wing-like appendages around you. That's beatable. It'll be tough, but you got a pretty decent grapple also, Midolfir.
It rolled it,
but
it didn't put it in the chat. But I rolled a 9. Oh, hold on. That was your roll.
That was mine. Yeah, that was mine. There we go. Ooh, nice. As it wraps around you, you are just able to kind of slip out of its, and you see these 3 wide claws that tried to grapple onto you. It fails to do so. That takes I believe that takes its action to do. Yeah, standard action.
Okay.
And it had to get lower to do that, so it is now only 5 feet off the ground when it tried to do that. Yeah, that is its turn. That was a gamble by it, and it failed. Lanray, it's your turn. You see this being from your vantage point, you don't see Midolfir. You just see its wings wrapping around where Midolfir was.
Oops, didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that.
No worries. Yep, that's where you were.
Um,
You're 55 feet away.
I mean, I'm still gonna try to shoot. So do I know? I don't know that he is there, or I would have seen him at least be in that area, right?
You'd have seen Midolfir. What you don't know is whether he's grappled or not right now. All you see is the back of this thing.
Got it. I guess my question is more around would I have like precise shot, so I wouldn't take the -4 penalty.
No, because that requires you to be in point blank range. So you are taking a -4 penalty in this
Got
scenario
it.
because it did attempt melee combat with Midolfir.
Got it.
Yeah, and it is just at the edge of your low light vision because Max is giving you the light in this room right now.
Okay, then I think knowing that the other guy went lower, I'm probably going to try to, come closer to the hole to see if I can catch him or see him.
Sure, yeah. So you come to the edge of the hole with Max's light and your low light vision. You do see him down there because your vision distance is doubled in low light. So you do see the faintest silhouette of the cloaker down below 75 feet. You have another action available to you.
So my twig for him is 40 feet bright, 80 feet dim.
Exactly that, yep.
Yeah.
Elves.
I mean, I really don't want to let that one guy get away.
Yeah, he's stealing your XP.
Or, well, he might also alert other ones, or
True.
I don't know if
Right.
these guys can talk to each other,
They probably can in some form or fashion. So I'm gonna take a shot at the guy down there.
Okay, yeah, let loose. Midolfir, you're gonna be up next. Nice, yes. You let loose, and the 2 arrows do make their mark, even though it is just at the edge of your vision. You do end up killing it. You hear them strike, a screech, and then 6 seconds later, a thud on the ground down deep in the pit. It is
Give me that
super
XP.
dead. Yeah, XP farming up in here. That is your turn, Lanray. Midolfir, speaking of XP farming, the huge one is directly in front of you. What are you doing?
He's gonna axe to the face.
Okay, yeah, you've got the Axe of Vanishing now in your hands. Go for it. Not your favorite weapon, but still a solid one. Ooh, oh, I thought you rolled a 2 and a 1 for a second. Okay, 14 is gonna miss. 26, however, does hit. It is, however, not enough to take him down. This thing is gonna live another turn. What else are you doing?
Hold on. I want to check something out here real quick. Is that an action?
You're looking at the Axe
It's
of Vanishing.
a free action.
Yep, and it's a free action once a day. You using it?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Where are you popping up?
Right on his back.
Got it. You are also +5, appearing directly on this thing's back. That is your turn. Finri. Midolfir is riding the cloaker.
So, if he is on top and I go on the bottom, I am technically flanking the cloaker, correct?
Hell yeah, you are, and you're short enough to slide right underneath this thing's belly.
And the move action, I can draw my kukris, right?
Definitely, yes. So you still have a standard action with both of them if you wish.
Henry smells blood in the water like a shark.
He wants that sneak attack damage. He's just
Hell yeah.
constantly searching for flank. So if you can, and add the +1. Remember, if you're not, because of Max's tactical information. Okay. So the 18 does strike against flat-footed because he's flanked for 26 points of damage. The other one doesn't strike, but doesn't matter because that's all it needed to take this thing down. How are you killing this cloaker?
I mean, I am just gonna do, like gymnasts do, like that run up. I am just gonna do a run up and do like a little
exercise
barrel roll where one kukri kind of slashes him, and then I like flip down and do the Captain America landing. That's
awesome. Excellent. As you do, the weight of Mundolfir pushes on its back, pressing it even further into your kukri blade as you slide past, and the cloaker just crashes into the ground behind you.
As soon as Mundolfir lands with his axe in it, I'm gonna look at him, wink, and say, "Hello, Mundolfir."
You do so. There's a silence in the room. There is no other motions. Max, you and Landry looking down don't sense any other beings coming up.
Did Landry get the other guy?
Yeah. You heard a thud of death.
Okay. Max is gonna go join the other sides of the pit here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to grab any of the 4 bolts I tossed, and then search the room again.
Yeah, give me a search check. You guys finally go against something that has standard treasure. Okay, this is mostly about the speed of it. With that roll, you do find, like, encrusted in these things various loot that has occurred, as if, like, they collected in their bellies from beings who had come previously into this space. I will give you the loot results at a later point. But yeah, you did find the loot from this group.
Yay.
Nice.
Loot.
As the quiet overtakes this room, you're left with just this southern passage or the hole, which is deeper than any rope that you guys possess at this time. What are you guys doing?
I tell everybody, as luck would have it, I did prepare Featherfall. So if we wanted to jump down that hole, I could provide us one-way travel downward.
What could go wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Featherfall lasts a certain amount of levels. This is so deep that I'm wondering, we would have to do some math to figure out if it lasts long enough.
Until landing or 1 round per level, so that's
60 feet per round. Yeah, it would not necessarily carry you.
Let's clear out the rest of the stuff on this level before we jump down some random hole.
Okay.
That's my suggestion.
We could also all hold hands and jump, and then I could cast it halfway down.
Sure, that's a good point.
But
Fenry, that's just good life advice.
Yeah. Max looks slightly disappointed.
Grandma said the quickest way to kill a man is tempting him with a hole.
Grandma was wise beyond her years.
As you guys head towards the southern passage.
Yeah.
Finry, you see that bridge in the distance that you had seen previously. It's like another 100 feet away, and you sense now that the moon, the shaped room that you guys were in before, with the staircase and the passage to the south, it must share a wall here. But there's actually, there's again a wall here. But by context, you understand these spaces to be adjacent to each other. Are you guys going towards the bridge?
I would recommend not doing the bridge. I kind of want to see what's south of this place.
Okay. Continue down, walking. You get the sense that it finally does connect back towards the passageway that you saw coming out of the room back here. And you walk over and you do see, hey, it's this room again.
And nothing has changed, and can we make sure there's no glyphs on the walls on the way?
Yeah, you're searching for glyphs. Now, as you walked past here, you definitely saw some interesting things, but your focus stayed to the south. You don't see any glyphs. But the bridge itself had some unnatural elements that you could see from just the distance.
So this whole path was kind of sloped down, right? Like as we walk here, it's kind of just going down.
Until eventually it gets back to the elevation of this room, yeah.
Yeah. Is there... okay.
There's more cavern way that leads to the left. You want to follow that or go to the bridge? Okay.
It's too bad we don't have Fog of War.
Yeah. Kind of just start sensing these spaces tie in with each other.
This looks like a new space, though, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting here?
As you approach it, you see just kind of like these shambled rocks that are made of like a slate that is kind of almost looks like stairs, but as you investigate it further, like these aren't stairs, these are just natural rock formations.
Can I try to glean some information about like the history of this space using that dungeoneering check? Like,
sure.
How, like, were these structures previously? Were they...
No, as you look at it, they look to be natural. They do not look like they were crafted by any beings that lived in this cave.
Is there a danger in this room of, like, a rock fall? Like, are these remnants of a rock? You know what I mean? Like, anything about...
You just get the sense that these are various passageways of natural types. Maybe this used to be some sort of lava tunnels or something like that. It doesn't look carved out. They just look like a natural portion of the cave.
All right. I think Fenrir did a search check.
Yes. As you search the walls, you don't see any more glyphs. You don't see any, even Modolfir's kind of friendly versus enemy glyphs. The one thing you did see, though, as you guys were back here, there was the glyph of a friendly Wolfenveer symbol on the wall passage here.
Going into the room with the lantern up at the...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll say, you guys search around these passageways pretty substantially. This ends up as a wall back here. There's nothing further to the left. You guys follow that pretty intensively. I'm going to say an hour plus passes as you walk these, and you get the sense of mapping out where you've been and what you've seen, that there's nothing that you have not seen yet.
All right, I guess we got to go to the bridge and see what those interesting things were. Right?
The bridge is the only pathway you have not walked at this point.
Can we just go up to the start of the bridge and then inspect around? You said there might have been some interesting stuff?
Yeah. As you approach the bridge, here you go. This is what you see. As you approach the bridge, you see a long stone bridge made of the very stone of the cave surrounding it, except it's clearly been altered by man-made elements. It appears from the cave floor and it crosses over a deep fissure into the darkness beyond. It keeps going and going, and then you just lose sight of it into the darkness. At the front of it, however, there is a strange man-made object at the precipice, a crystalline hollow casing that sits atop a metallic pedestal. What are you doing with that? I mean, doesn't block your way.
So here's another question. Is there a lantern from the ceiling, or is that just in this?
There is another lantern, yes.
Is it the same kind, or is it a mundane? Okay.
No, it's a real one. It's got.
Is there also the
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It is one of those kind of crystalline ones that are powered.
The gnomish thingies. Yep. I forget what they're called.
Whitstone.
Is there green flakes in this room too?
Oh yeah, the green flakes have gotten more and more actually. as you've gone further eastward. It was very kind of sparse before. Now it feels kind of like flurries, snow flurries around you. But they just kind of float. They don't actually fall to the ground.
Max kind of looks at the rest of the group. What do you think we should do about this crystal thingy over here? And he points over towards it.
What does it look like? Or does it resemble anything?
It's kind of like an oblong sphere made of some sort of crystalline glass case sitting atop a metallic base. And it seems like the glass case can be opened. It's like a half shell that can be opened.
Guys, it's a palantir. We better run.
You do not see any eyes looking through it, so you're safe there. And you don't see, what's the CEO of Palantir's name? You don't see
Alex
that
Carp.
guy. Yeah. You don't see
about...
Alex Carp looking back through it either.
Isn't it? Oh, I thought it was, wasn't it Peter Thiel that was the...
No, he's a funder of it, but Alex Carp's the actual the CEO. Yeah, no, you don't see his eye looking through it either.
I mean, is it made to be picked up and removed, or is it fixed into the stone?
You approach it, Midolfir, and as you kind of feel around at its base, it is implanted into the ground, and the metallic base seems to go deep into the ground below, into the cave.
Is it clear?
Yeah, crystal clear.
Look through it out to the bridge. Like look at the bridge through the crystal.
You do so. It's like looking through a prism, slightly altered, but in a natural way, like you're looking through warped glass.
But the scene contains the same information as looking directly?
Yep.
Okay. Can Max kind of angle and look at it from different ways? This thing is stuck here, but could this be a focus for a spell?
Give me a knowledge arcana, or engineering, whichever you wish.
I mean, I'd rather arcana.
Yeah. Wow, okay, 25. That's a low roll for you.
Yeah, I get 19, so that's like a 6, yeah.
This is clearly some kind of device. You look at its base, and it appears to also have small diodes almost that are like Whetstone batteries that are encased into the metal. You can see how they're inserted and pulled out. This device does something of magical means.
The Whetstone batteries are present?
They are. They're embedded in there. You start pulling them out, and you're like, oh, nothing changes, and then you put them back in where they came from.
So I'm not great at use magic device, but I am ranked in it. Does anybody else?
You might be the only one.
Okay. If nobody else can do it, I can try. I only get like a +2.
Appears from the ceiling. No.
Huh?
I was just saying, Flicker Wisp appears out of nowhere. No.
Oh, yeah. No, his is like much more. So I got a 5.
As you do so, you like are like, crap, I don't want to break this thing. It seems fragile and ancient. You risk potentially damaging it if you meddle with it anymore. But it seems as if it's supposed to encase something. And what that is unclear from your knowledge arcana check. But theoretically, once whatever is supposed to be within this casing is in there, it appears to do something arcane.
But it's in there.
Yes. There's nothing inside the case, though. It's empty.
Oh. What? Okay.
Yeah, it's just an
gonna...
empty crystalline case.
I'm gonna try
the
again.
case itself is made out of crystalline like material.
So it's made to open and have something put inside of it.
Correct. It's about 4 feet diameter. It's pretty large.
How big is the hollow space though?
Yeah, like 4 feet, big enough that you could like easily put like your bag of holding in there, or like a large, even something a little bit larger than that.
Can I look what's at the other end of the bridge?
Darkness. Eventually, even the best of you with your vision it trails out into just darkness, pitch darkness. Do you wish to cross?
I'm going to put a torch inside of the crystal.
Okay, just a regular torch.
Yeah, I'm going to light a torch and put it inside the cavity.
Okay.
And see what
You
happens.
do so. As you light it and place it inside, you close the case behind it. Eventually, the oxygen dies inside of it, and the fire goes out.
Oh, all right. I take it back up. I'm gonna try to use the device again.
Okay, you with the last roll, you were like, "Ah, shit! I don't want to break this thing." Go ahead. And
I mean,
use
the try again says that if I get a nat 1, then you can't try again for 24 hours. But it doesn't say anything about breaking. But I think this is beyond. This is more fragile beyond that.
Yes, beyond that. This is potentially, if you were to fail this again as catastrophically, you could actually damage this thing. But it would take another catastrophic roll to do that. You wish to try? Like, you would basically have to roll another 1 for it to it's because you rolled a 1 before.
I didn't roll a 1.
Oh, you rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anything less than a 5 basically would cause that. Is my point. So you rolling it again?
Yeah.
Okay, gotta beat a 5 to avoid.
I want to destroy this dungeon.
Sure. Okay.
How's that?
This time, as you sort of sense and toggle it, as you press one button, the casing kind of hums, and there's just a subtle light emanating from it. And Max, with your previous spellcraft check, or knowledge arcana check, actually give me a spellcraft.
Okay, here we go.
The rest of you watch as Max is just fiddling around with this object. You sense that the arcana involved inside this casing is looking almost like your vampiric touch, but for arcane elements. It seems to be something that is powered by arcana, seeking arcana to further power itself. Not unlike the witstones and how they operate, but there is no witstone actually within this object. It seeks some sort of powerful arcana.
I tell the rest of the team in the hopes that the sentience driving those characters knows what to do.
Yeah, we'll wrap up pretty soon here. Is anybody doing anything with that information that Max shares?
I think we have a small witstone. Do I feel like that is applicable here?
You've seen witstones powering other stuff. It could be, yeah. You want to use it?
Yeah, I'll put the small. I only have one, but
okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just remove it from your inventory and place it in there. As you place the witstone inside the casing and close it, the humming and the light glows a little bit brighter. And you look into the casing and the witstone has disappeared. And the light above flickers just a little bit, and you see for just like the quickest flash, the bridge has a terminus point across the darkness. You see the flash of like additional cavern beyond across this chasm. But it's gone like in an instant. And as you look at the casing, the witstone is also gone.
So it just did like a single strobe.
Yeah, it was like it hum, burst like a flash, and then gone.
But the burst came from the lantern in the middle of the bridge, not the crystal.
Yep.
Okay. So it does reach an end. It doesn't just go into empty space.
It does.
All right.
Guys crossing? What are you guys doing?
I mean, we know it goes all the way across now, though, right?
Yeah, you saw it. It flashed and it went across.
Forward, Christian soldier.
Seems too simple.
I'll walk ahead if you want.
Okay.
You do that.
Finry starts walking ahead about
I'm
20 to 30
gonna go with Finray.
Yeah,
You hang close by, not
I'm-
letting him get far away. You guys?
I'm gonna follow.
Okay, great.
Right.
Look,
Same.
when I'm walking under the lamp, though, look up and I want to see if the what's like around the lamp at the
Sure.
on the stone above it.
Okay. You see various like metallic tubes and conduits. You start crossing the bridge. And eventually, as you're like 50, 60, 70 feet into the bridge, the cave darkness starts to envelop around you. Even those of you with dark vision get a sense of spacelessness. But eventually, like a few seconds later, you feel yourself exiting out of that spacelessness onto the other side.
When we were in that spacelessness, did the ever-burning twig still work, or was it also dimmed?
It almost started dimming as you entered it. It stopped working other than seeing like your hand directly in front of your face, but it was for like the slightest amount of time. And you all do get to the other end of this bridge.
As that effect happens, with the spellcraft check, do I know if there was an actual spell effect involved?
Yeah, give me a spellcraft check.
I just
you
rolled
already
it.
did.
Yeah.
You don't sense that anything. You sense as if that darkness was arcane, like a darkness spell of some kind, or some other illusionary magic that you just passed through. And as you guys kind of get to the edge of this bridge, you look outward and you see two pathways before you, to the south and to the north. And we're going to leave it right there for this session.
Sexy.
And I guess we'll see what happened
Nice.
next session. All right, guys. That was fun. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. And
Oh, yeah.
Likewise.
see if you guys find your way through this labyrinth next time.
Okay.
All right,
Good
guys.
session.
Sweet.
Everyone. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Later.